Alright, so here it is. Man, this box is huge. I would say this is about the same size, probably a little thicker than the Xbox One S box. I have to take this, put this down here, there's paper down here. So here's the box, PlayStation 4 Pro. Shows the stand, but I don't think it comes with the stand. Would have been nice if it did. Okay, let's open this up, I guess. Of course, Sony does the standard outer box, inner box type thing, as usual. Like this. So there goes that. Okay. The Pro manual. Kind of is like the Xbox One S because you have all your controllers and cords in this little box in the corner here, just like the One S. Let's get this out of here. What's the deal? Okay. So let's just empty this out. Okay. Right, so the controller's in here. You have the power cord here. It's actually a two-prong, which is the Xbox 360 Slim used a two-prong for the power brick. But you can use any computer cable, even a three-prong, because even though there's not a third prong in there, you can still use the other one. You have your micro USB. I can get the controller on it. This is kind of a weird box. HDMI cable with the controller, which is weird. The controller. It is not charged. No, it could be charged. What am I talking about? There you go. You got that little line thing. Okay, so this is done. Let's get to the system. Okay. I'm assuming this is the front here. Nope, I was wrong. This is the back. Some sort of tape, packaging tape there for the hard drive slot. You got Ethernet, USB, your auxiliary cable for the camera, HDMI out, your power, This is the console upside down. I have to turn this over. It's your shiny, chromy PlayStation logo. And here's the front, as you've all seen. If you've looked at the internet, you got power button. It's weird the way it clicks. Eject button. Now this is one big piece. I'm not a fan of that, because if this does break off, you pretty much lost your power and your eject button. But, you know, hopefully they won't break off that easily. You got your two USB ports. And that's pretty much it. It's the PlayStation 4 Pro. And I'm going to hook this up in a little while, test some games out. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so this system is extremely hot back here. Very hot. Like radiator hot. You can keep your hands warm back here pretty much. And it smells like burning rubber. So I don't know. So far so good. I haven't had any issues. I'm installing Battlefield 1. Uncharted does not run at 60 on the campaign. But yeah, I noticed a burning rubber smell. And it is very hot back here. Like this whole stretch is just hot. And I know the power supply unit's over here, so I get it. I get the GPUs are working harder, so it's going to heat up more. I understand all that, but shit, that's hot. I would not put this in an entertainment center. This would have to stand on top of a table or a bookshelf without a background covering it, because this needs ventilation. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we have a PS4 Slim on top of a PS4 Pro. You could literally just like stack these things on top of each other. Anyway, as you can see, it is a lot smaller. This is a lot lighter, obviously. It's still kind of got some weight to it, but there they are side by side pretty much. And I will put this over here, line up the back to back, so that's how much of a gap there is. It goes all around. I like these designs. I mean, I know this looks like a cheeseburger or a sandwich or whatever you want to call it. Pancake stack. I like the design of this one a lot. I like the physical buttons here. These are physical buttons, but like I said earlier, this is one big power strip. I mean, not one big power strip. One big strip. And it does the power and the eject. So, yeah, I like the designs. I think they're pretty good. You know. Okay, so Infamous, the first one, we're running at 60 frames here. Pretty cool. Here's what you gotta do. You go down to video, frame rate, it's unlimited, but performance, better frame rate, that's what you want. If you pick higher resolution, it goes back to 30 frames. Okay. We're gonna go back now. We're gonna go, whoop, better frame rate. There you go. That's pretty cool. I have Infamous Last Light at home, so hopefully that does the same thing with this one. But that, yes, it's very cool that they have that option right there. I was completely wrong. The box is bigger than the Xbox One S box, as you can see there. Push that one down. Yeah. Yeah, so that's huge. This video is for every freaking ignorant YouTuber reviewing the PlayStation 4 Pro. Alright, here we go. Every reviewer I've seen so far goes, oh, people are mad because it doesn't play 4K Blu-rays. But honestly, who's buying 4K Blu-rays? We could just stream with Netflix. You son of a bitch. This game, look, yeah, 50 gigs on the disc, right? You can only fit Infinite Warfare on here. You have to download Modern Warfare. Okay? I'll show you. You got a code there, and you got the game. Now, if you had a 4K Blu-ray player, okay, not just a player, but it's a 4K Blu-ray lens in the player, duh, you could have fit both these games on a 4K Blu-ray disc. Second, the collection, right? Yeah, oh yeah, 50 gigs, right? Guess what? Vanilla disc, that's 50 gigs, and the collection's downloadable content. Again, you could have fit this game on a 4K Blu-ray disc, complete. That's why people are pissed off that there's not a 4K Blu-ray player in the machine. Okay? It is ridiculous how many people are ignoring this fact. And it's really getting me annoyed. So, get your facts straight. And it's like big YouTubers are doing this shit too. Like, oh, who uses those? It's not about the movies. It's about the games, man. We don't want to keep having to download these games. So, if these things would have came out on 4K Blu-rays, yes, they would not have worked on the old PlayStation 4 models. Okay? But it's just the way that it is. They should have done something for the pro people. Or, in the beginning, I thought they were going to phase out the original models and just keep the Pro. The Pro would be the new model. But I don't think they want to do that. They don't know what they're doing right now. But, you know, that's why I think people are really upset about the 4K Blu-ray. Because what if games in the future come out like The Last of Us 2, which Naughty Dog publicly stated that the first Last of Us game could barely fit on a Blu-ray disc. And in fact, we know that it still does not fit on a Blu-ray disc because we have to download all the other modes when you put in The Last of Us Remastered. So, that's why I think people are upset about the 4K player. Because you could have read 4K Blu-ray discs that contain games with more data, which contain, you know, better texture packs, more data, more information. It would actually help out. But they didn't do that. They restricted themselves. So, it's good for old PlayStation people, but it's not good for us. So, whatever. Just letting you guys know. Alright, so here's Rise of the Tomb Raider on PS4 on the Pro. It's 30 frames right here. Now let's do the 60 frames deal. You have 4K resolution, high frame rate, enhanced visuals. We're going to do the high frame rate, obviously, because that's what I like. And there you go, look at that. Look how crazy that is. Guys, you see, this is why I get upset, because this is what the console should have been doing from day one. Look at that. And then I'll put on, you know, enhanced visuals. And it's going to cap it again at 30. Yeah, you'll get a stunning picture, but the gameplay is just slow and PS3-esque, is what I like to call it. High frame rate, that's what I want. And look at this. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about when I say 60 frames. That's a huge difference. Absolutely phenomenal. This game does everything the right way, in my opinion. It caters to everyone. The 4K people that don't care about the frame rate, which is ridiculous, I think. They should, because this game could do 4K 60 on the PC. You know, you need the right equipment for that, but this is the way it should be. This is the way all PS4 and Xbox One games should have been. Should have been 1080p, 60 frames. So, bravo to IDOS Interactive for making this happen. This is great. So all in all, my thoughts on the Pro. If you have a PS4, look at those 60 frames. If you have a PS4, I would say upgrade to the Pro. Because here's the thing, new games are going to come out, like Tomb Raider came out. Tomb Raider now supports a high frame rate. So why would you want anything less, you know? So if you have a PS4 and frame rate is what you're looking for, get the machine, but just know that not all games support a frame rate right now. Like Uncharted 4 does not support 60 frames yet, and it might never support 60 frames. It depends on the developers releasing patches. I know people are mad because they want Bloodborne in 60 frames. I'm sure that'll happen, but we don't know. I do know that Destiny and Until Dawn will never get patched. Apparently, Sony's come out and flat out said that Until Dawn will never get patched. And Bungie and Activision said they're not going to patch Destiny. So, I mean, look, if you want a high frame rate, I would do some homework. I would look into what games are going to have a higher frame rate. And, you know, if you feel that it's worth upgrading to, I think it is, because say you buy this game, but you have an original PS4, you're not going to get the best version of the game. It's better to have this to be safe, because then in the future, if anything does get patched, you're ready to go. You just put your games in and you're ready to go. It is bulky. It gets very hot back here. I don't know what that smell was before. It might have just been from... There's a body shop next to me, so maybe the rubber was from there. I don't know. It smelled like burning rubber. It could have been from the system. I don't know, but I haven't smelled it since I first had the system running for a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, look, if you have one and you keep buying PS4 games, I would say it's worth the upgrade, because you're not going to lose anything, to be honest with you. You're going to lose $100, if anything. So, I would upgrade. If you don't have a PC and you're just a PS4 guy, I would upgrade. I would definitely upgrade, because you never know which games are going to come out that support a high frame rate. So, does it do real 4K? No. A handful of games will do native 4K in a couple of months when they come out, but most of them are upscaled, checkerboarded, whatever the hell you want to call it. So I would definitely check this out. If you don't want a PS4, then don't get one, but if you don't have a PS4, get this one. But I would say, yeah, you know what? If you're a PlayStation guy, it's worth the upgrade, because again, you don't know what games are going to be patched. Now, if you don't give a crap about 60 frames and 4K, stay on your PlayStation. You're good. But, I mean, look at that. This is how 60 frames looks. And here's how, let's ignore it being enhanced visuals, how it would look on a standard PS4. Look how slow she's walking. I'll show you one last time. Look at that, lifelike walking there. So, that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. I mean, it's been a long day. I filmed the entire day. And I'm going to go home and put these videos all together and make one big video. So, thanks a lot.